One of
So
them.
obviously when Love Island, things obviously boomed from there. Obviously you're following. Tell us about what it was like getting out, because like that feeling of maybe being so well known, was that a bit of a crazy feeling? What was it like day one coming out? What was that like?
So one thing straight away, which will try and help you comprehend, which I've never experienced ever. So when I got my phone back, I plugged my phone in, 100% battery, pulled it out, 100% gone straight away, and battery. Charged it again, 100% battery gone. Charge it again the third time, then my phone came on, because there was that many pings
That
that
must have gone. Jesus.
you've got to think, right? You've got to think, and it's so funny every year because the status is not come back, right? Everyone comes out the bloody woodworks, right? Says they're the best mates with you. Says everyone has a Facebook status being like, oh, supporting Adam, like I knew him loads, like he was always one of my friends. Everyone looks for like a picture, an I am VIP picture from when you were 18, 19. That
20 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Where they've like tried to be best mates with you. Like it's just ridiculous. And then obviously on top of that came out, and the first person I rang was my dad, and I was like, what's going on? And he was like, look, he's like, you've done amazing, you've done really well, like, and you've got no idea how big this show is. He was like,
yeah.
There was one time where I think he was like, there was like a time on Twitter where you were trending more than Justin Bieber when you were like in the, just crazy. And he was like, you've got loads of work, you've got loads of jobs, like the gym's was fine. Like that was one of the first things I asked. I was like, how's the gym? Like what's happened? Is it okay? And he was like, it's not probably doing as well as what you are, but it will when you come back, because everyone's speaking about it. And I think even the gym's followers went crazy as well. But I remember like getting out of the villa, the actual villa, when you're on TV. Obviously everything is filmed 24 hours in delay. So if I got kicked out on the Thursday night at 9 o'clock, you wouldn't see me get kicked out on the Friday at 9 o'clock. Well, obviously word travels fast in the media, so they don't allow you to have your phone until 9 o'clock on the Friday night. So you have to have this villa for a day in between. Which is like, you've got like chaperones, you've got people looking after you, they'll go and get you food and stuff like that. And it was actually good crack, because I got knocked out on week 6 of 8, like just towards the end, with 3 other people. So it was quite nice because I had 3 people with us. But to be fair, they didn't really do that much. So they didn't really, like, I think that out of them 3, they might have had like 100,000 followers. And anyway, I was winding the chaperone up, who's the girl that like works for ITV that looks after you. And I was like, just tell us how many followers I've got. Tell us how many followers I've got. And she was like, I'm not allowed to tell you, man. I'm not allowed to tell you until I've got that. I was like, just tell us, give us a rough idea. And like everyone who came into the villa, as they came into the villa, like the first thing we used to ask them was, what's the England score? Because it was when England were in the World Cup.
Really?
Not the one, actually the Euros, not the one that's just passed 2 years ago.
Yeah, obviously.
One that they did then. And then the second thing was, it was like, who's got the most followers out of everyone? So anyway, I came out, and this security guard, like a bouncer who was in the villa protecting everyone, left his phone unlocked on the table, like while we were all pissed and like we were all getting, because bear in mind as well, you're only allowed 2 drinks in Love Island, and you are essentially on holiday. So I hadn't drank
per night. You're only allowed 2 drinks
per night.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. All right.
You're allowed. Do you know the mini wines that you get on trains?
Oh yeah.
Like the 1 glass bottles.
Yeah.
You're allowed 2 of those, or you're allowed 2 San Miguel's, or you're allowed 2 Pacificos. So mate, like because 2 does nothing, I was just like, I'd rather not even bother. I'd rather just not even bother. So it's the first time as well that like, first time I'd heard music, because there's no music in the villa. So imagine you've never heard a song for 10 weeks, right? No songs. Imagine you've never had more than 2 drinks in 10 or 11 weeks, because obviously you've got a week before and a week after staying in the villa. So anyway, this security guard left us, so I was like rattled, and I was like, just search myself on Instagram, and I had 550,000 followers.
And what was it before you went in?
So it was 12 and a half, 13K.
Crazy, that, isn't it?
So I had 550,000 followers, and then I got my phone back 24 hours later, because I'd been kicked out 545, and I got my phone back on the Friday night, and it went to 890,000 in one day.
Jesus,
And that was just because of the show.
crazy.
It was absolutely nuts. And then all of the stuff started coming. Like I had an agent straight away who was working with us, and he was like, "Oh, we've got you like a nightclub appearance." He was like, "You've smashed it really because you're classed as like the bad boy, so you've got the most nightclub appearances out of anyone." Where I was like, "What?" I was a bit stressed. I was like, "What do you mean bad boy? Is that bad?" And he was like, "No, basically, he was like, you're the lad that has like messed about a few girls like by accident, whatever. Nobody really knows it anyway, but like that's good because like none of the nice lads get the nightclub PAs anyway."
Yeah.
So he was like, I was like, "What do you mean a few nights?" And he was like, "Well, we've got you 135 nights in nightclubs straight off the bounce. So you start on Monday," and it was Thursday. So I had 4 days to go home, try and see my family, try and see people, go on Caroline Flack's Sunday night show on ITV After Sun, and then on Monday, the first nightclub appearance, we went at midday and we did a pool party in Marbella, which I got paid for to be there for 1 hour, and then got flew straight into Peterborough in a private sort of like Mercedes black car all the way to the airport private. Do you know what I mean? And then going straight in.
But was that not just like you have to like almost pinch yourself a little bit, thinking like, what has my life become? It must just be a crazy. And I bet you there's very, very few people have ever even experienced anything like that. Is it just? Did you even know what was going on? Did you like it? Did you just run with it because it was happening? Did you like? What was it like?
I think me being me, and I think you would be the same. If it depends what type of person you are, I can understand why people struggle with it. But like me, I sort of like bounced off it and reveled in it a little bit, and I was like, I'm gonna maximize this for like the most I can,
Yeah.
and sort of like use it for all I can for like as long as it lasts. And then once it settles down a little bit, and to be fair, like walking around town now, like there's a few, it's mainly kids and it's mainly people who are like 3 years younger than me. Like they'll still take the odd photo with us, like it happens now, but nothing compared to what it was at the start.
At the start, because I mean, you were just nationally massive, weren't you? Everybody knew you, and
And you still get like moms and stuff, and like it tends to be like older women who watch the show more, who, I say older, not really, like anywhere from like 30 to 50. And then if it's not 30 to 50-year-old women, it's like kids. And like you'll get the odd comments and you'll get the odd like people speak to us, and I know they sort of know now, but they sort of just leave us because it's been like a couple of years now.
Yeah.
But like at the start, like you could just do nothing essentially.
It's it must be a crazy feeling that. So you got back, gym was booming, gym's still doing really well, following went up hugely, got all these sponsorship deals as well, which is amazing.